Hi, welcome to another edition of Jungle Cruising, where we are looking at some leadership lessons from the Jungle Cruise, the Disney movie. We're talking about some things that take place on the Jungle Cruise, the Disney attraction. And we're talking about leadership and how that all kind of rolls in together along the way. Again, we've been telling you in every episode, there's a spoiler coming. We're going to talk a little bit about the film, so if you haven't seen it yet, great time to stop watching, watch the film, come back. If you don't care if there's a spoiler, then you're in good shape. Just keep watching, and here we go. But the leadership principle I want to share with you, I will give to you after I talk a little bit about some of the jokes that they offer on the Jungle Cruise. Specifically, when the skipper asks, you know what the difference is between crocodiles and alligators? And of course, as the crowd is answering, and usually it's something to do with the snout, he says this: the crocodiles are made of plastic and the alligators are made with fiberglass. Simply because in the Disney Jungle Cruise attraction, they're not real. And then he also will throw a line about, you know, the crocs are always looking for a handout. Yeah, but be careful. I once had an English teacher on board and she didn't listen to me, and now she's teaching shorthand. Because basically she stuck her hand out of the boat and got bit off. Again, bad joke, but part of the Jungle Cruise myth that they create as you go down the river. Now, as you're traveling down the river, one of the things that you notice about the Jungle Cruise is that the skippers will often take the wheel and turn that wheel and make it look like they're really doing something. And at the end of the day, they're just acting, because the Jungle Cruise is on a track. And what they control in the boat is actually the speed of the boat only. But it brings me to the next leadership point I want to make to you, and that's simply this: that the speed of leading matters. The speed that you lead at matters. I will admit to you, since you're watching this, that as a leader, I like to lead fast. I like things to move fast. I like to get done with the thing that we're doing and move to the next thing. As a matter of fact, as a leader, you know, I can get bogged down sometimes if things don't move as quickly as I think that they should, and that's one of the frustrations that I'm always battling as a leader. It's not uncommon for leaders, and it's not a tragic flaw. It's just the way that some leaders are wired. I'm wired that way. But also, I'm wise enough to know that the speed that you do things does matter. And sometimes you have to move slower to accomplish things, and other times you have to move faster to get things done. And there are other moments that you just have to make a decision to just keep going forward because you've run out of time to make a decision. And to be effective, you need to move. And so there's a timing to it all. Nothing wrong with that. There's a timing to everything in life. If you have seen the movie, you know there is a moment where a submarine shows up in the jungle. And it begs the question, who brings a submarine to the Amazon? But in that moment, something else happens. The submarine actually fires a missile at Frank Wolf's boat. And so in that moment, he has to make a decision of what he's going to do, because there is a missile on the way. And so he boosted the power of the engine, and it picks up speed, and Frank eventually pointed the boat toward a wooden stairs of a nearby building. The increased speed allowed him to move toward it, and he actually takes the boat up and over and into the air through the building as the missile comes through, blows things up behind him, and he lands it. And so he evades the missile by speeding up, but then also taking the boat very quickly where it was never destined to go. He adjusted the speed to do what needed to be done, in this case, avert a tragedy. Now, it's great fun, and it's the stuff of motion pictures. But see, leaders can get caught up in the speed of things if they're not careful. And sometimes you can be going so full steam ahead that you just overshoot what it is that you need to get done, and you find yourself having to come back around and backtrack again. Other times you're just moving so slow that you just don't get there quick enough, and by the time you get there, everyone has lost interest or lost the reason that you were heading there to begin with. There's a timing to it. I believe that that timing is a timing that God gives to us, and I think that that's where you have to stay in touch with Him and be in tune with Him so that you can hear and sense what His Spirit is telling you, so you know the speed to move at. But when you are a leader and you're wanting to do it well, there's a sense of timing that comes along, and you're able to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done as the opportunity unveils itself, and then you find yourself to be successful. People appreciate that. People can grow bored on the journey if they feel like they're not making progress. But also, people can get frustrated with the journey if it's moving so fast that they can't see, as Walt said when he rode the Jungle Cruise, you can't see the difference between the hippos and the elephants. Make sure that your timing is what it needs to be. And when you do, you'll find that jungle cruising is a lot easier, and you'll enjoy it more, and it'll be more successful. I look forward to joining you next time here in Jungle Cruising.